Another very interesting turn in the crypto market. Monthly candle just closed. And Bitcoin monthly candle is closing at an area which is super interesting. Look at these all-time highs. That was back in May 2021, then in November 2021. Now we are at that region in Bitcoin. What does this mean for altcoins like XRP? We got the monthly close too. We bounced off from the moving average and look at what the moving average is doing. Historically, when you see that happening, what comes next in the price action? Whether that's XRP, whether that's Bitcoin, we have all seen that in the recent past. When Bitcoin rounded off, you saw what happened. That was the fluctuation. Now, it's the turn of these altcoins, especially like payments. They're just getting started. How do you know that? You slowly start to zoom in and you reach a point where you understand, okay, there's a lot of manipulation for sure, but you're watching, there has been a breakout and we are holding on to that. And day one closed, day two closed, day three closed. Even with all this volatility, you did not drop back below. That's a good sign. That's a great sign. And at a time when the Bitcoin dominance is dropping, this is good. Now, yes, that's a hourly chart. You need to look at the macro. And this is what I've talked in yesterday's video. And right now we are watching that is playing out. This is going up, this is coming down. So I anticipate this to come back down, at least to this point. That's going to be great for altcoins. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10 person of this world. Right now, we are watching a lot of these assets starting to pick up. You're looking at them doing another 10, 20, 30, 40% day. And that's across the spectrum. You're watching that in the gaming, you're watching that in the smart contracts. You're literally watching that almost playing out in every region of the market. And that is where all of this breakout calls, the targets being hit, the profit takings, and all of those comes into the picture. So if you're interested in those, look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below in YouTube, on the bio, in Twitter. Now let's dive deep into the charts. If you do look at the dominance, yeah, we understand there is a possibility this may drop. Fine. Then you look at XRP, you're like, okay, Bitcoin dominance is slowing down. Some of these altcoins are going to get more money in. What about XRP? Are we actually getting some cash flow in? Yeah, look at the volume. The volume has been on the move. Yes, the price didn't actually pop, but you saw the buying interest increasing here. Last time you had similar volume, it was all the way back in July. So you are getting that here. Now, you go look at the dollar on a monthly, it's still bouncing back up. That's not a great thing. So you go zoom in, look at the weekly, you go zoom in, look at the daily, and like, we want to see it getting rejected at the moving average. Great. Now we can go look at different assets in the market. Let it be the smart contracts, let it be the gaming, whichever you want to pick. What you're watching here is a price structure which we have seen in the past. Whenever you get to see whether you call it an inverse head and shoulder or you're just a rounded bottom guy, whatever it is, the price action is showing you it's interested in breaking higher and moving higher. Look at the surge in volume. Now, we'll revisit all of these charts in a week, in a month time, and look where the price is. Because see, the short-term measured move here is this. That's not a bad deal. See, put that into the numbers, you will see in few days, to a week or a couple of them, that Cardano is running up and it's close to $1. And that point is like, FOMO is coming back in. But the reality would be, go on a macro chart, zoom out, and this is what you're watching. You had the support, which turned into a resistance, and then a support, and now you're moving like this. You want confirmation? Go on a line chart. This is what it looks like. So you're starting to see there is a possible divergence coming. This is exactly what we had in Bitcoin when the price was close to 3840. You know what happened after that? Boom! It went up to 64,000. So something like that may happen here in the Cardano. It may actually pop because go back in history, this was the time where you were slowly starting to round up. And at some point, you even had a negative divergence. But then the price popped. What was the difference? The monthly at that time was not in the overbought territory. You had a long way to the upside. That's almost looking like the same this time around too. So that's smart contracts, Cardano. Now we go, you look at, say, gaming side. You actually take in guild and yield. Here you come, you're looking at this. And what does the chart show you? There has been a support that turned into a resistance. We got a fake out for sure. Now you're breaking through that. So if you put that as with a decent literal line here, you'll actually watch this. That's something to look at, right? I mean, the market is showing you all the signs that they're entering highly overbought territory, and that's where the pops happen. We know that. This is the rounded bottom. That's perfect. And what else? You got to break out, you got to retest, you got to bounce. That's interesting. I mean, how more should the charts say that there are opportunities in this market? Because from here, if you don't know how to measure these moves, easy part, it won't be accurate for sure, but still, take a fib, plot it, and write it till this 2.618 or 1.618 levels. But the price is going to burst from here. It's just completing its accumulation range, going into the markup phase. So whether it's the smart contracts, whether it's the gaming, whether it's the infrastructure projects, say, you have a lot of different assets in the market showing you something like this. So history is kind of rhyming in a lot of these different segments. We are positioned well enough. We've been trading this asset from here, accumulating, DCAing into this. And right now, if you consider that, the price has already moved up like 200%. Yeah, it's not the sky high number, but it still is a decent return. If you look at last few months, that's been a great return. We've traded this asset up and down, and there are some opportunities. So when you go into Bitcoin side, because you need to see there has been buying volume and the price did move up. So last 3-day candle shows you, yeah, it's still bullish. So you have to zoom in, you go into a daily and it shows you like, okay, there was some decent amount of selling, but the price did not come down. Interesting. So buyers are still super hungry. Whenever the price is dropping, they're buying into it. Now we enter this territory where you see like, okay, something is changing here. You had a little bit of buying volume, you got a little bit of buying. You got a bit more selling volume, you got a bit more selling. So now it's kind of coming to that neutral territory as you're zooming in. So if you do see the price breaking 60,000, now look for almost 53. Yes, that won't be the normal term and the thought process out there in the market. But if you do look at this, you have to keep this in mind. When we are running up like this, and we run up a little bit too far ahead of time, usually you get some volatility. Maybe it's just small, it just gets invalidated, but still 17-18% drop is not small. Even when you're running up, we get these 30% drops. So if you go levered, you need to know what you're doing. If you even have a doubt and you're entering, 10x, 20x, 30x level, yeah, that's done. Yeah, I mean, that's not for everyone. Unless you have mastered this art of playing in this land of candlesticks, it's going to hurt you. So make sure you understand what you're doing, especially with some of these assets where there is no volume involved. When you have hundreds of millions entering there, fine, you can play that game. You have a lot of opportunity. And that's one of the reasons why we go through a lot of these and give you guys where we are. So some of these are actually running up, right? And we are, at some point, it's like, okay, in 6 days, we are up 120%. So don't be greedy, take profits. And what happens? The price slows down. So this is something in the market. The market shows you there are opportunities, and it's you who literally has to put that execution. Because if you don't, The market goes its own way. So now, when you come back into the market, keep this in mind, XRP as an asset is starting to break higher. You slowly zoom out on a 3-day chart. This is what you're watching. Yes, you're not in the overbought territory yet. Yes, you're not watching the FOMO kind of move yet. But the moment you reach a weekly chart, you now realize the fact that the price action, which we were talking about for a few months, is still valid. You got a hidden bullish divergence. The price is bouncing off. And this is a key level. Now, if you have confusion, go on to a line chart. That gives you more clarity. Put on top of that. This is what you want to see. Price breaking 0.62. Wow, that's great. Now you're literally going to talk about a price move in XRP, which would look like this, 100% move. Fine. So we are all waiting for those kind of moves to happen, and we are all watching a lot of these assets popping through. And it's not small. Say, look at this. This was like $240 million in action. So SPEL just went up 40% for the day. That means it just started running up. Even though it's up 180% for the month, it's now up 46% for the week. So you had opportunities there. So in SI family, it's not just saying, oh, there is opportunity, there are a lot of them. No, we show it to you. So back then, the price was here, 0.00083. Right now, the price is way 0.00139, close to 0.0014. First target was 100% move. We're nearing that 100% move. How long did it take? Within a month. So this is why I say the market shows you a ton of opportunity. You just have to look for the right assets and the right pattern breakout. Follow the volume. If there is a breakout but no volume is coming into it, that doesn't look good. Meaning at some point, your measured move on the micro would be completed, or you have a negative divergence, you have to jump out if you're trading with leverage. The price can still go up or come back down, but you need to make sure your risk is balanced, especially when you use leverage. When you're in the market, understand that the market will show a lot of different signs, especially when you're on a shorter horizon. We have noticed the fact that these kind of wicks are now becoming the norm or the common thing when you're going up. That's where whales are active. They kick people out and then grind off to the upside, right? This is what they usually do. So if you are highly levered, the chances are they are targeting you too. And you want to make sure you know what you're doing. Say when you go zoom in on the Bitcoin chart, you're like, okay, RSI is slowing down, it's going back down. The price action is cooling off a little bit. So yeah, till the moving average, which is like 58,000, you can drop. That's okay. When the price is doing this, it's fine. But what I'm personally looking at is a range-bound action here. I would really like to see the price doing something like this for 2-3 weeks. That would allow the altcoin market to go up. That would allow Bitcoin dominance to break lower. That is what we want to look at. Now, it's one thing that we want that to happen. The other thing is we need to know what the market is doing. And that's why we have to follow it up. And that's where we go look at the medium to long-term trend lines. When they get broken, retested, and rejected, that's something we are looking at. A portion of a break here, boom. That's a great deal. We would like to see that happening, right? So keep your focus on different assets which you're trading, whether it's payments, smart contracts, gaming, infrastructure, whichever segment you are in. Make sure you have the patience and the discipline. So guys, if you received value, smash that like button for me. I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.